Good morning, Patreon. John Akers asked, Bear, what keeps you awake at night? He also went on to say that he appreciated my Leviticus 23 reading and my testimony about my decade of apostasy, and that he was a pastor in the Big C Church for 20 years and doesn't feel that he was led here by accident. Well, brother, I don't believe in coincidence, so welcome. Happy to have you here. I am consistently and constantly humbled and amazed by what the Most High sees fit to do with this little channel. And to the extent that what we do here has been a blessing to you, all praise to the Most High, bro, because I'm just some bald guy with a beard in the woods. The voice of one crying out in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord. Have you kuhempt yet? But I digress. Bear, what keeps you awake at night? Well, right now, what keeps me awake at night are the battle dogs murdering coyotes. And gosh dang, are they good at it. I actually feel bad for some of these coyotes sometimes, because you can hear the dogs they'll get onto a pack of coyotes and they'll separate one out. It's all downhill from there, bro. Poor things, you can hear them whimpering as the dogs take their time killing them. And then I remember, yeah, those a-holes eat our chickens and our sheep, the coyotes, so life is a series of battles, and if that coyote lost his battle against our battle dogs, I don't feel so bad anymore. Or the occasional possum in a hen house. That'll do it. But I really think what you're talking is existentially. What am I concerned about? What keeps me awake at night? And I got to tell you truthfully, right now, nothing. Praise the Father, right now, nothing. And what I mean by that is, when I do feel anxious about something, the way that I deal with it is by identifying what can I actually do about it. And if the answer is nothing, I don't do anything about it. I give it away to the Most High. I pray over it and I say, this clearly belongs to you, because there's nothing that I can do about it. And if there is something that I can do about it, please show me what it is so that I can be actionable on this. But I'm not just going to carry it around and let it bother me. And sometimes I find when I am bothered, it's because I'm carrying around things that I shouldn't be, that I should have already given away to my Creator. You know, trying to carry a load that's not mine. That's bad news. What's that serenity prayer? Father, grant me the peace to know the difference between what's your bull honky and what's my bull honky, and the strength to carry my own bull honky, or you know what I mean. Action beats anxiety every time. And so when I do have something that's keeping me awake at night, figuratively speaking, I'll make a list. And I'll prioritize that list into what can we do? What can I do that's actionable on this list? So that I can lay my head on my pillow at the end of the day and get rest, knowing that I've done everything that I can to eliminate this fear or this anxiety. It's very much so an element of being proactive for me. And Cuba Cuba Grande from Drew Estates. Fall is here, y'all. I don't know if you can see all the leaves behind me, but it's officially autumn. What you can see back there, that's the midget plate. That's a half-size silhouette. It's tough to shoot at 10 yards under pressure rapidly with a pistol, but it's good practice. You know, to that end, everybody in my camp practices back here. We can all hit all these targets expediently. So I'm not overly concerned about security because I have security plans that far exceed most, none of which we will discuss here. Of course, it's always bad news to underestimate your enemy, which of course begs the question, who's your enemy? Which means, have you done your area study yet? That's one way to eliminate a lot of anxiety, is to have a more accurate understanding of what the battlefield looks like and who the players on the battlefield are. But I'm not terribly concerned about security. I would like to have more ammo. I think we have more ammo than most, but I've run the numbers on how much ammo one actually needs. If you haven't seen that post, there was a write-up for the $10 and up patrons titled "How Much Ammo?" And a lot of good math in that post. So I'd like to have more ammo, but hey man, it's COVID. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. And I believe we have what we need, but I would very much so like to have pallets upon pallets of it, which of course would very likely get me labeled a domestic terrorist if I haven't already been. In fact, at this point, if I'm not actually on a list somewhere, I'm kind of disappointed with myself. But I digress. An area that we definitely need to improve, is our agriculture. We are more agriculturally astute than most, simply because we're out here doing things. We've taken it upon ourselves to not only store food, of which we have adequate supply, as discussed in the previous video that you saw yesterday a bit, but also we have to get our agriculture spun up to such a point that we produce as much or more than we would consume. I'm sorry if the wind noise is bad, y'all. I don't get to pick the days in which I can batch content, and today's it. So I apologize if it's bad. And if it's not bad, you're welcome, question mark. I'm enjoying it. I like the breeze. It's a beautiful fall day. Sitting here on my four-wheeler, hanging out with y'all. Might go stretch this rifle to 300. All right, we get it, wind. Be still. I'm trying to shoot a video. So, as if I command the wind. Agriculture is one of those things that, straight up biblical, you reap what you sow. Well, we got really busy end of summer and fall 2020 with business and with camp business, and we didn't get any fall gardens in. We are going to silage tarp our garden plots to hopefully kill off the grass layer and the latent seeds in the seed bank in the first few inches of the soil, so that we have less weeding to do in the spring. But really what it comes down to is we need someone or someone's dedicated on a regular basis to agriculture around here. Our animal husbandry, our meat production capability is very good. I'm expecting anywhere between 10 and 20 lambs this lambing season, and this is our second full year of running sheep. And I have eaten all the sheep I've wanted to and more this year, so that's cool. We have 4 or 5 zebu mini cows coming, and 3 of the cows have been in the presence of a bull. So we got 1 bull and 3 probably pregnant cows, and hopefully 1 more questionably pregnant cow coming, for a total of 5, which would allow us to, within a year, 18 months from now, hopefully be eating some homegrown beef as well. And the idea there is not to raise beef for production or for barter, just simply to have beef inside of the camp. Zebu, Z-E-B-U. And of course, I'll do videos on them when they arrive. So agriculture, we got to work on. Commo, I'm comfy with. Security, I'm comfy with. Food production, I'm comfy with. The camp is growing, praise the Father. We always need more land. So we're looking for more land in the immediate vicinity to snatch that up and continue to put good people. I mean, it doesn't matter how many families, I've got families that are ready to move here right now, that if they had a place to be here, they would be here. So, of course, we're always trying to figure that out. And then, there's the big macro national and world situation that frankly I can't do much about other than monitor it and determine how whatever takes place on the macro level affects what we're doing on the micro level. But we have a strong community of believers. Intentionally, we are intentionally that way. And our intentional community does not look like a bunch of people sitting around a fire holding hands singing Kumbaya. But it does very much so look like a bunch of people sitting around a fire reading their Bibles in the mornings and perhaps enjoying some fellowship, whether it's a Diet Coke or a square bottle or a Cuba in the evenings, and doing our best to let this word not depart from our mouths, and sharing in the good and the bad, sharing in the labor of running this place and stewarding this place, and recognizing what a blessing it is to have people here. 2.5 short years ago, we were out here by ourselves. We had nobody out here. And now we got a bunch of people out here, the exact numbers of which are nobody's business but mine. But we got a bunch of people out here. We got a bunch more that want to be here, praise the Father. And it's His perfect timing and His perfect will. So the more we can stay in tune with that, the better it will go for us, that when His timing is right, He will provide the resources necessary to onboard additional people into the camp. And so to the extent that I'm concerned about things, those are the type of things that I'm concerned about, making sure that the families that we have on property are in positions to excel, to grow and to flourish here, and that my own family is excelling and growing and flourishing here, and to build as resilient of a life here that's independent from the system as possible. This channel is called Bear Independent. That means independent of the system, but it could very easily be called Bear Codependent if we were to talk about all the people behind the scenes that y'all don't see. All the different businesses that we have and the ministry that we have and the pouring into all those things that you guys and girls are very much so a part of. And then all the agricultural things and faith things and lifestyle things that go on this side of the camera that you guys don't see. A lot of the people that are here, and that's by their choice. They did not sign up to be on the iPhone, and I don't blame them. That's not their skill set. It's not their gifting, talent, delight. They don't want to be a part of that, and I don't blame them for it. So you guys don't get to see everything that's going on over here. And part of that is for operational security as well. You don't need to know all the things that we're doing here. But the things that I'm concerned with is maintaining the blessings that I already have and continuing to lean into the opportunities for blessings that the Father puts in front of me. But I'm not fearful. Have I not commanded you? Only be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God, Yahweh your Elohim, is with you wherever you go. Only be strong and very courageous, and guard to do all the words of this Torah. Amen. That's all there is to it for me. And when I feel overly concerned again, it's because I'm out of alignment. I'm carrying around burdens that aren't mine to carry, or I'm outside the Father's will. Either way necessitates a conversation with Him, which is something we should all be doing anyway. And I'll add this. I don't know why I feel compelled to add this, but I do, so I will. I realize not everybody here is a faithful person, let alone has the particular convictions that we have. But I've never been shy about those things here And I don't ever plan on being shy about those things here. So for those of y'all that find value in these discussions, I appreciate you. And for those of y'all that don't, I appreciate you too. Thanks for bearing with me, because I don't know how to separate that facet of my life from all the other facets of my life. It's not possible for me. It is integral to how I operate. And the more integral it is to how I operate, the more blessings that I experience. It's straight up Deuteronomy 28. And this is not a health, wealth, prosperity gospel thing. It's not Pavlov's dog, ring the bell, get a treat. It's just straight up. The more in line you are with the Father's will, the more blessings you experience. And that necessitates staying in His Word and understanding His will, and staying in constant contact with Him and talking to Him, and understanding that there's a lot of things that I want to happen. But it don't matter what I want to happen, it only matters what He wants to happen. So if I can make myself a willing conduit and a willing pair of hands and feet, a set of tools in His toolkit for Him to use for His purposes, it will go well for me. And the better I do that, the better I sleep at night. Bless y'all, Patreon. Shalom.